Welcome guys to Autodoc. Today, how to buy a used cars these days. I think it's a very big task, very major task, very difficult task, especially for young people who doesn't know much about cars. They don't really matters about history of the car. They just want to buy this car because they like it. Somebody have one, or they just like the model, the shape, or something. So. Some people will just go by budget, they have some kind of money to spend, but most people will pick the car, the model, the year, the shape, engine, if it's gonna be petrol, diesel, maybe hybrid, maybe electric, full electric. So another thing I strongly recommend before you're gonna go outside and look for the car is to sit down and type all these things, the car you're looking for some kind of major problems over the time, maybe manufacturer problems, maybe some kind of reliability problems, and cost of ownership. Let's say for young people, especially young people who just passed the driving test, they want to buy, let's say, BMW with big engine, and that's gonna be a big problem because the insurance companies, they don't like young people, and they're gonna charge a lot for insurance for 1 year. So that person might just say, no, maybe not this time, maybe next time, so something smaller. We know exactly what I'm talking about. So let's say we're picking something smaller, and before you're gonna go outside, like I said, checking on the internet. This is what I didn't do in the past when I was buying my BMW. It had some kind of problem, big problem with oil burning. That's how I became a mechanic, but about that maybe later. Before we're gonna do anything, checking that on the forums, internet, there's loads of tons of informations about any car, any model, any engine, any problems. So we can do a list, and we think, oh, if this is some kind of problem with suspensions, like bushings and stuff, we can buy that and easily replace. If it's an engine problem, that's probably gonna be more expensive. We want to avoid things like that. But if everything is alright, we can say, oh, majority of these cars, these models are fine, there's no problem. People doesn't actually say much about these. There might be some kind of small incidents, some small number of issues, but in majority probably it's fine. So we have the right car picked, we got the budget. And another thing is, when we're trying to look for the car on, let's say, over internet, again, there's no point these days going outside and just looking from dealers to dealers or private persons. If we see something, you must be aware that if you see a picture of the car, the picture always gonna be showing you everything is perfect. The picture not gonna show you small rust spots, etc., and not gonna show you condition of the engine, if it's leaking. So the thing is, if you are decided to spend that kind of money on the car, just write to the owner honestly, and if he gonna tell you honest history of the car, you probably gonna be decided to just go and drive there and do another check, which is actually taking the car to the station, to the technicians. They're gonna raise the car. You can see that underneath, especially underneath, if it's leaking, if it's rusty, if something hanging, or and any issue. If you're not sure, if you don't know much about cars, just take somebody with you with more experience, and he's gonna guide you, maybe give you some clues. Listen, mate, this is not probably the best thing because there's a big problem with rust on this area. It's gonna be probably expensive to fix because you have to take the suspension out and welded, etc., etc. If it's some kind of small issue with bushings, that's easy to repair. If it's some kind of small engine leak, no problem. If it's engine giving you like weird noises, this is again internet. Just look for it, give it a time. Listen, oh, I will call you back. Give it a time, and we're gonna check that over internet. Maybe there's some kind of more clues about this noise. What is it? If it's something silly, maybe probably easy to fix, no problem. Sometimes even an oil change will do in most cases, sometimes not. But if everything is alright, we pick everything, the car is showing no signs of some kind of issues, test drive. The test drive will tell you a lot, because sometimes the history check doesn't show up any collisions or something. Sometimes might be not reported. So test driving the car is the best thing to do. You're gonna feel the car. If you're gonna feel there's something wrong with the steering, it's pulling to one side or the other one, something is knocking, you're feeling something is not right, you might check it underneath again, just type again on Google what's going on, or drive different car, the same car from different owner, and compare it. There's many ways. So all these things I said is the one best tip I'm gonna give you today. This is what I didn't do when I was buying my car, is take time. Simply take time. Look for informations, look for clues before you're gonna spend any money on your beloved car. Thank you for watching. See you next time. I hope you subscribe, give us likes and comments, and you can visit Autodoc Parts Store, Facebook and Instagram. Thank you for watching.